What time is it?
It's time for In Bed with Jed.
Welcome to In Bed with Jed. I'm Jed Ryan. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, well, you picked a hell of a time to break your In Bed with Jed cherry. I know you're all dying to know who this sexy man is next to me. Yes, we are in bed together, but actually we are exactly 5,635 miles apart. He is in Haifa, Israel, and I'm in New York City. That's one of the great things about technology, because that enables us to do this, although I'd much rather have him in bed. It is a king-size bed after all. So without any further teasing, let's introduce my special guest, Noam Roth. Welcome him, everybody.
Thank you so much. So nice to be here. So nice to be here in your bed, Jed. Or should I say, in bed with you, Jed? That's
yes, exactly. Yes. Like I said, technology can be a wonderful thing. So,
Indeed.
How are you doing, Noam? How is your day going so far?
I'm great. I'm fine. I'm in bed, comfy, having fun, talking to you. It's great.
I agree. Well, I'm not usually up this early. It is 10 a.m. in New York City right now. And
it is 5 in the afternoon here in Haifa. So
yes,
we had to coordinate this.
A little bit of a time difference now. So So who's ready to get sexy? I mean, come on now. We have a very sexy subject today that we're going to talk about. And Noam is one of the men behind the new 2021 calendar, the Bears of Israel, which is now available. And I have seen some of the pictures from the calendar. Whoa!
I've got it here with me.
Just happen to have one handy, right?
Yeah. So this is our calendar, 2021 Bears of Israel calendar. You can get it at www.bearsofisrael.com. It costs, I don't know how much it's in US dollars. I think it's about like $20, something like that. And that's including shipping. So there you got a little peek, and we can talk about this a little bit.
Yes, well, I did actually take the liberty of looking up to see how much it was, and I have that information right here. Yes, it is 50 Israeli shekels, which comes out to be 16 US dollars or 13 euros. And I don't think that includes shipping though, so.
But shipping is just a couple of extra dollars, so it's not going to be too expensive.
Right. Well, who would not want to see that hanging up on their wall? Yes.
For sure. This sexy guy right here is the title holder of Mr. Bear Israel. He was elected in 2019. We were supposed to have a Bear Pride in 2020, but that didn't happen. So he just continued his reign for another year. And since we didn't get to celebrate Bear Pride this year, we decided to celebrate our community in a different way and showcase some of the members of our community in this calendar. There are 20 members of our community are in there. I'm in there as well. That's me right there.
Ooh, nice.
Mr. Producer Man. But we've got lots of other guys, sexy, beautiful, amazing dudes, and some non-binary people as well. So you're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Wow. Well, we may be in the middle of January in New York City, but it is looking hot in 2021 already.
For sure.
That was going to be my question was, are you in there? And so, yes, you can get to take this man home with you and have him in your bedroom, in your living room, your playroom, wherever you want. So, yes,
Definitely.
if you love beefy, hairy guys and some amazing people in the community, you're going to want this calendar. So keep that in mind. And we'll have more information if you want to order it in the description a little bit later. But first, I have to ask Noam, how did the idea for the Bears of Israel calendar come alive? Like how did the idea like first get conceived? So.
Okay, so literally a couple of months ago, we did this entire calendar in 2 months. So a couple of months ago, I was at Orr's place. He's the current Mr. Bear, and we were talking about how we didn't get to celebrate Bear Pride this year because of COVID. And he came up with the idea of doing this calendar, but then he said, it's already, I think it was November. He's like, it's too late. We won't be able to do it in time. And I told him, hold my beer. I was like, I got you back. We're going to do this. We sat and we figured out the concept. We made phone calls to people that we knew in the community, and everybody just rose to the occasion. Ol and I might be the people behind this calendar, but so many people are responsible for how it came out. A lot of people helped out. Most of them did it for as free of charge. So just so we can celebrate our community and showcase the beautiful men, the beautiful bears that we got here in Israel.
Yes, yes. And I have not been to Israel yet, but it is on my list. Personally, that Mediterranean sun sounds so nice right about now. I think the sun is trying to come out near my window. I'm not sure, though. It needs a lot of encouragement, but...
yeah, as you can see, the sun is setting here, but it was a very sunny, beautiful day today here in Haifa, even though we're in the middle of Jan. It's almost the end of January. But yeah, we've got summer 9 months out of the year in this country, so you're all invited to come. And maybe you could use this calendar to decide which month it is that you want to visit, because we have a little description down the bottom where it says exactly why we chose the image that we chose to represent this month. So for example, this is April, right? And this is Moti, this lovely dude is Moti. And he is celebrating Independence Day. So he's kissing the little Star of David there. That's our Independence Day in April. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that leads me to my next question. As I said before, I've seen some of the photos, the teasers on social media, and they are pretty W to the OOF, I must say. And when you were shooting the models, were there any guidelines as to how much skin that you wanted to show? Was it up to the producers? Was it up to the models? Or how did you determine that?
Well, everything that I do, I run Mr. Bear Israel competition every year, and everything that I do, I always tell the guys, look, at the end of the day, we are bears. We are celebrating our sexuality. We are celebrating body positivity. So showing your skin, showing your body, showing your beefiness, that's what we love. That's what everybody loves. You will get a lot of praise for that. People will follow you because of that. So we didn't want to make it pornographic. So there are no genitalia showing, but we definitely wanted to show as much of these beautiful bodies as we could. Let's see, there's another one over there.
I think the audience is going to get another sneak preview.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what month is this? Is May, right? Yeah. So these are
Are those two
Naol and
partners,
Ishai.
boyfriends,
Naol
husbands,
and
or
Ishai. Again, these are sorry.
are they husbands or partners or boyfriends or?
No, they're just good friends, and they're playing around with water because this is the month of May. In May, we celebrate Shavuot. It's a Jewish holiday, and it's a tradition to be playing with water and douse each other with water. So that's what they're doing here.
Wow.
So if you come to Israel around May, not only will you be watching the Eurovision Song Contest with us, you will also be doused with water.
Well,
Yeah,
as a good friend of mine once said, let's get soaking wet.
for sure.
I just assumed that they were boyfriends because that's what happens when you start dating for a while or when you get married, you start to dress alike. So,
So if you want to talk about boyfriends, we do have a couple here. There we go. So this is the month of June. And these are Ben and Adi, and they are a couple, and they are celebrating their love because the month of July is basically we have a second Valentine's Day in Israel. It's called Tu B'Av, and we celebrate. It's a celebration of love. So these two lovelies, God, I just love them. They're so sexy and amazing.
they're pretty
So
lovely,
these
yeah.
two were chosen to represent this month of July when we celebrate our second Valentine's Day in Israel.
Wow. Yeah. Were they actually lovers before the photo shoot, or did that's just something that happened?
No, they are a couple. They have been for many years. And what I'm trying to say, I think, is that we came up with the concepts for the months, and then the people to represent these months were the people that fit the concept. So I guess you could say that it's typecasting. We did some typecasting. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So now you have a wide variety of models in the calendar. What made you
That's
choose
true.
the lucky 20 people who eventually appeared in the project?
Well, the bear community in Israel, on the one hand, it's been around for years, but on the other hand, I think it's going through some sort of renaissance these past couple of years. As I said, we've been doing Mr. Bear, and we've been doing Bear Pride in a festival in October called Berta, which you're all invited to come to. So that's been happening for the past 4 years. So the community is still pretty small. It's I would say it's a few hundred people, and most of us know each other. We meet each other every time that there is a bear event, anytime that there's a party, every time we have a picnic, every time that we go to the beach together. There are a lot of activities that we do together as a group, as a community, and we know each other. So between all Mr. Bear Israel and me, the organizer of Mr. Bear Israel, two very prominent people in the community, we know a lot of people in the community. So the moment that we made up our minds what the concept for the months were, it was very easy to find the people who would want to take part and to represent that month for us. Another good example, I think, is Oded, right? So this is Oded. He is the model for December, right? Yeah, so he represents, we call it Christmas. So it's Hanukkah and Christmas. And I think that you can, if you take a look at him, I think that you can tell why we chose this guy to represent the month of December, right?
Oh.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Wow. Well, he looks pretty happy, you know. And if I knew where all the naughty boys were, I'd be happy too. So ho 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 to that.
For sure.
So, how has the response been to the project so far? For those who have bought the calendar, you have a satisfied audience, and it's been getting a lot of buzz. That's for sure, right? All over the world.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's beyond what I thought. The response has been so positive all over the world. I see bear communities on Facebook and Facebook groups and on our other social media on Instagram. People are sharing and giving such good feedback. And, at the end of the day, like I said, it's a celebration of positive body positivity and sexiness and beautiful bodies and just being proud of yourself, having confidence in what you look like, no matter how big or small or hairy or not hairy or whatever. And what's not to love? It's a beautiful message and it's a great product. So it's been spectacular. I'm so happy.
Wow, that's so great. That is so great. Well, congratulations for that. And
Thank you.
I have not been yet, as I said before, I've not been yet to Israel. I'm sure that many of the people watching have not been there yet. It may or may not be on their list. How long is the flight, by the way?
Well, that really depends where you come from. So for you, you're in New York,
Yes.
right? That would be like a 10-hour or 11-hour flight.
Ooh,
Depends
oy
which
vey.
direction, right? If it's longer a certain direction. From London, in the UK, it'd be about 5 or 6 hours. And if you're from Berlin, Germany, it'd be, I think, that's like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. Yeah. If you're on the West Coast, that's a 15-hour flight, unless you want to break it down to shorter flights.
Oh, I'm not sure if
There is
know
a
that
direct
long.
flight from San Francisco. It's 15
Sure.
hours. I took that flight last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know if I have the Bears of Israel 2021 calendar. I think I can make it through that trip.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. So now for bears and bear lovers and everybody in the community, bears, otters, chubs, chasers, silver foxes, leathermen, the whole works. Where should be some essential places to visit when they finally make the trip, when they decide to come to
Ooh,
Israel for vacation? Where are some essential
wow.
spots? I know that everything is kind of like on hold now, but when the pandemic is over, where are some of the places on their list that they should definitely come?
Well, first, let's just say that most people who are LGBTQ, when they come to Israel, they usually go mostly to Tel Aviv because Tel Aviv is, I would say, the most progressive city in this country. It's the center of the culture in the city. There are quite a few LGBT-friendly gay parties that you can go to. There's the Beef, which is a party that happens every 2 weeks. There's the Forever Tel Aviv party that happens I think it happens alternate weeks from the Beef or something like that. There's the Dubi, which is the line of bear parties that we have. Usually it's once a month. And obviously there are the events that are not parties. There are the picnics. If during the summer we go to the beach every week, the entire community in Tel Aviv. But that's Tel Aviv. And also there's Haifa, that's the city where I'm from. So if you come here, you can give me a call and I'll show you around. It's a beautiful city. The view is spectacular. There are the Baha'i gardens in Haifa to watch. And of course, there is Jerusalem, the holy city, which is it's just magical. Jerusalem is just a magical place to visit. Doesn't matter what your religious is, or if you're not even religious at all, it's a place that has so much history that spans thousands of years. Me personally, I went to the army in Jerusalem, so it has a place dear to my heart. And so these are the biggest three cities, right? So Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Haifa, those are the biggest cities. But you can always go to the Dead Sea or the Sea of Galilee, or visit the Negev, or the Golan Heights. There's a lot of places to go.
Wow. So how much time? I mean, you need a good amount of time to like really take in all of that history and culture, right? You need like one weekend.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I would say you should come here for a week or two. I would recommend you doing it during our Bear Pride weekend. That's going to happen on the 9th of Yeah, that's going to happen on the 9th of October. If all goes well and this wretched pandemic is over by then. So yeah, the 9th of October, that's where we hold the elections of the new Mr. Bear Israel and the Israeli Bear Pride in Tel Aviv, Bear Tel Aviv. So yeah, that's just my personal recommendation.
Nice. Now, what would surprise, again, most of my audience probably it's they haven't been to Israel yet. They haven't been to that part of the world. What would surprise most people to know about your country? Because we only know, unfortunately, in America, we only hear about what's going on in the news, or maybe what we remember from high school, what we learned in history class, and we forget that things change. I mean, when I was in high school, Russia was still the Soviet Union, and people were waiting on lines for toilet paper and bread. And in China, everybody was riding around on bicycles wearing brown and gray. And the world was a very different place. But yet those images are stuck in our head because that's what we learn. And unless you're a traveler, or unless you really do a lot of research or really keep track of what's going on, we forget that things have changed. So what would surprise most people to learn, especially like in terms of the LGBTQ community about Israel? What would you want to tell people about Israel?
I think the most surprising thing about the specifically the LGBTQ community in Israel, and I think you could say about the Bear community in Israel, is just how open it is and how diverse it is and how not stuck it is on definitions, especially the definition of what a bear is. So I've got an example here, a perfect example. The month of November, we've got Charlie, and Charlie is a non-binary trans person. So to have someone like them in our community, I think it's a testament to just how diverse it is, how open it is, how we just accept anybody who feels comfortable with the title of being bear, because at the end of the day, we feel like, it's all up here. Being a bear is about accepting yourself and loving yourself no matter what you are. And it's not necessarily about, having a beard or having a belly or, having chest hair or anything. It's a broader term.
Yes, it's definitely like I think it's also like a mindset, about having fun and just be like liking to want to hang out with your buddies and all that stuff, or your friends, and just having a good time and that kind of thing. And to me, that's always been that's always been what the bear community has been about. It's not, again, not just based on how you look.
Exactly.
Wow. So, whew, well, you're showing a lot of sneak previews from the calendar, all these sexy people and all that, and wow, that's great, But as one of the creators of this calendar, one of the men behind the calendar, what do you personally find sexy in someone?
Wow. That's a good question. I think Well, it's you know it's kind of a cliche answer, but it's what most people I think would say these days. But at the end of the day, confidence is what I find sexy in a person. You know, they could be masculine, there could be feminine, they could be, you know, a big burly sexy bear, and they're just feel comfortable in their own skin, and I find that hot. Or they could be you know, a femme queen with a purse coming out of their mouths, but like very sure of themselves, and they know exactly who they are, and they're not afraid to flaunt it, and that is sexy as well. So at the end of the day, confidence, that wins me over.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
and are you with anybody right now, or are you single, partnered?
I am single, you guys. I am single.
Yes, to all of you watching out there, FYI.
Yeah, yeah. I am happily single, though, I should say.
What's
So
that?
I am happily single.
Gotcha. Well, maybe after this show airs, you won't be.
Ah, who knows?
You
Who
never know. You
knows?
never know.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to tell the masses besides, obviously, buy the calendar,
Well, like I said,
www.bearsofisrael.com.
yeah, I'm just going to show it. Let's see, where is, yep. So I want to show another guy here. Yeah.
Ooh,
This is Vice
nice.
Mr. Israel,
Suspenders.
representing the month of September, which is Bisexuality Awareness Month. This guy is bisexual, and he's holding the bisexual flag over there. So it's a lot of fun. So you can get this guy and all the other guys if you go to www.bearsofisrael.com. You can also follow us on our Instagram at Bears of Israel. And I think, you know, if I want to, like, if there's a message or whatever, it's just, then I want to say, love yourselves, love your community, and be proud of who you are. And everything else is just enjoy life.
Yes, because the more you love yourself, the more confidence you'll have. And as you mentioned, confidence is sexy.
And then the more sexy you are.
Yes, definitely. Well, before we go, I want you to like give me like you know, a few essential words in Hebrew, you know, a few words that I would need to know like when I go over there.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing you need to know, okay, is Yalla Balagan.
Say that one more time.
Yalla Balagan. These are two words. Yalla,
Yalla.
which is an Arabic word, yalla.
Yalla.
And the other one is balagan.
Balayan.
Balagan with a G. Balagan.
Yalla Balaga.
Yeah, Yalla Balagan. Yalla Balagan. So Yalla Balagan basically means let's party.
Yalla Balaga.
Yalla Balagan, let's party. Yeah, definitely. And another thing you should learn is kapara lechem.
Say that again.
Kapara alechem. So this again, two words. It's two words. Kapara.
Kafala.
Kapara with an R. Kapara.
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 Alechem.
Alechem.
Alechem. Kapara alechem.
Kapara alechem.
Yeah, kapara alechem. You have to like give it soul. Kapara alechem.
Wow.
Kapara alechem, which basically means like bless your hearts or be blessed, or It basically means I adore you guys. So if you want to say I adore you guys, you say kapara alechem.
Nice, nice. Now, what is woof in Hebrew?
We just say woof. We just say woof. You could just say
Well,
woof. It's international. At
well,
the end of the day, woof is something that an animal makes, right? So they speak, it's their own language. We don't have our own thing for that. Let's just say woof.
yes, but say it with a Hebrew accent.
Woof. Yeah.
Woof, yes. So you can't say that you don't learn anything on my show, really. There
It's
you
very
go.
educational.
It's a
Very
start,
educational.
yes. It's a start. Wow. Well, I want to thank our special guest, Noam Roth, and for being here today. And yes, isn't he hot? And again, check out www.bearsofisrael.com. And it makes Valentine's Day in the States is coming up. I can't imagine a better Valentine's Day gift. And you said that you actually have 2 days that celebrate love in Israel, right? So
We do. Yep.
yes.
Yep. We have a second Valentine's Day in July.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's something that we should copy in this country as well. And
For sure.
but you don't need a holiday to buy this. I'm sure someone's birthday is coming up there. So and remember,
Yeah, I do the mailing personally, so I will personally ship these calendars to your door if you order them. So make us happy. Make us happy. Spread the love and the positivity by getting this calendar.
well, I can't wait. My wall is looking a little bare, so I might need to spice it up there.
Mhm.
Well, again, thank you, Noam. Thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you,
everybody,
Jed, for
thank you
having
for
me.
watching. And we will have more information about the calendar in the description and all that. Again, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, Bye. Wow.